Hello, welcome to How to Start a Photo Preserving and Memory Keeping Habit in 10 Minutes a Day. I'm Jennifer, and I am so excited that you are here, whether you're here live with me or watching the recording later. I'm so excited for what I have to share with you today because I feel like it can really change things for you. You are going to learn in this, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes how to see, organize, access, preserve, and enjoy your photos in just 10 minutes a day. I really believe that pictures are supposed to make us happy, but I feel like a lot of people are feeling feelings that are other than happy, like overwhelm or guilt or frustration. And so that's why I created this plan. So I'm really excited to tell you about it. All right. So habits. We're going to try to create a habit here. You may have heard that it takes 21 days or maybe 28 days to create a habit. The Harvard Business Review actually said there's no set time. It just depends because there are too many variables. And they said that one important variable is it enjoyable? So think about this as an example. If I decided that I wanted to develop the habit of eating a Ferrero Rocher chocolate every day, how hard do you think developing that habit would be for me? It's no additional work. I already go to the grocery store regularly where I can buy them. It would take me about 15 seconds to do it, and it's 15 delicious seconds. So it's not that hard, for me at least. It would not be that hard to develop that habit if I wanted to. Okay, so that's all fine, but you're probably thinking, isn't taking care of my photos a little different from eating chocolate? Actually, no. And there's two reasons for that. Um, the first one is some studies that have been done about photos, which have discovered that photos actually boost your mood or make you happier by 11%, and they increase your relaxation, like you feel more relaxed, by 22%, which actually they studied some other things too. And it turns out that's more than chocolate in both cases, that the happiness measure and the relaxation measure. The other reason that a memory keeping habit is not as hard as you think is momentum. Just getting started is the hardest part, but once you start, which is what you're going to do when we're done talking today, once you start, you will have fun. And that goes back to that enjoyable piece that the Harvard Business Review mentioned. You're going to enjoy looking at your photos. It's going to be fun and you will want to keep going. So, for those two reasons, it's actually not harder than getting in the habit of eating chocolate every day. But we just need to start. So, even though I don't technically know how long it's going to take each one of you to develop this memory keeping, photo preserving habit, I do want to give you a challenge. Because to develop a habit, you need to do something over and over and over. So I would like to challenge you to follow this plan that I'm just about to tell you about, the 10 minutes daily photo plan. I want you to follow that repeatedly. Keep doing it. Try it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or however long it takes to see what has changed for you. See how much better you feel since interacting with your photos and memories, and how much you love just having them easily accessible and being able to enjoy them. All right, so before we get into that plan, I want to let you know that we are going to be following expert advice here. So photo experts, if you Google all over the place, photo experts recommend storing our photos 2 ways digitally and 1 way in print. So I have developed this 10 minutes daily plan based on that excellent advice. So when you do what I'm about to tell you, you'll get it all. You'll be preserving your photos in all the important ways. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to just go over the plan first, and then I'm going to tell you how to do all of it. So as we go through the step-by-step daily plan, you might have some questions. You're welcome to type those in the chat box, or if you're watching the recording, you can post your questions in the comments. But we are just going to kind of touch on the plan, and then I'll detail it, and I'll probably answer a lot of your questions after that. All right, so the first day of the plan is going to be a Sunday. You are going to cull your photos from the previous week. So with this plan, we're just working on photos from the previous week. And then we'll deal with other photos at the end of this webinar. So here's what you're going to do when you cull. You are going to delete duplicates. You are going to get rid of out of focus photos, photos that aren't very important, photos that are just kind of in your way, because it's so easy to take photos these days. So they're not always, keepers. So on Sunday, you're gonna just go through all the photos from the previous week and just save your favorites. On Monday, you are going to save those photos in 2 digital ways. One, and you can do it in either order. One is to upload photos to your computer or your external hard drive or wherever it is you've decided to save your photos. I use my computer. And so that's digital way number 1. Digital way number 2 is going to be to upload your photos to your forever storage. Now that is something that I learned about only a couple of years ago, but I recommend it because of its privacy policy and its guaranteed permanence. So we'll talk about details about that shortly. But Monday, you will save your photos in 2 digital ways. Then on Tuesday, you'll go into your forever storage and you will add tags and descriptions. So you're going to write a little something about your photos. This gives the digital form of your photos value. We don't think about that very often, I feel like, but if you or your kids don't know who was in the photo or why it was taken, the photo actually loses its value. I'm sure that's happened to you. You've come across a photo of your, I don't know, grandma or something, and you don't know who was in the photo or where it was or when it was taken, or you don't know who it is. Maybe it isn't your grandma. So this is the digital way of sort of writing on the back of the photo, all right? So in forever storage, add tags and descriptions on Tuesday. And again, this should take you, because we're just working with 1 week's worth of photos, this should take you 10 minutes or less. All right, on Wednesday, now that we've stored our photos in 2 digital ways, now we're going to work on preserving them in a print way. So on Wednesday, you are going to find a page or a couple of pages or however many you need in your digital photo memory book template to preserve last week's photos in. Now, this is only deciding and preparing. That's all you're doing today. That's all you're doing on Wednesday. So you will go through and look at all of the template options, and you'll find one that's kind of your style and one that you like. And then you are going to go through, because there's going to be a ton of different page options. So like, for example, if you took 9 photos last week, you are going to want to find a page that will house 9 photos on it, or 2 pages, maybe 1 with 4 pictures, 1 with 5, or whatever you want. Okay. But that's all you need to do on Wednesday. Shouldn't take you more than about 10 minutes. On Thursday, you're going to put the photos from last week in the pages. That's all you do. You're going to adjust them to fit the template space as needed. So for example, if the template page that you chose has space for a square photo and your photo is a landscape one, then you might need to like move it around it or adjust it a little bit just to make sure it looks great. But that's all you're doing. You're just putting the photos in the pages. It might take you 4 minutes or 3, but I'm sure you could do it in less than 10. Well, depending on how many photos you have from the week. But anyway, that's all you have to do on Thursday. You've already picked the pages. That work is done. And now you're just going to take the photos from last week and put them in the pages Make sure they look like you want them to, they look nice, and then leave it. On Friday, you're going to, again, make your photos mean something by writing your memories in the text area of your book template. This maybe 5 minutes, and that's all you do on Friday. We'll talk about details here in a minute. On Saturday, you're going to get to catch up. If you didn't finish anything this week, finish it today, or start on another week. Start on another week's worth of photos. You could even set aside like an hour or two on a Saturday morning or a Saturday night to follow this same process that we've just talked about for older pictures, pictures from last year or last month that you haven't preserved yet. All right, so that's the 10 minutes daily photo plan. Now, if you're one of those people who thinks, I don't know if I can find 10 minutes every day, let's think about it. I want to brainstorm a little bit where 10 minutes might be lurking. If you are attending live and you have some ideas besides my own, go ahead and type them in the chat box. If you're watching the recording, I'd love to hear your where you can find 10 minutes ideas in the comments of this video. The ones I thought about are you have or could have 10 minutes over lunch. You could have a fork in one hand and technology in the other and work on your photos over lunch. You could also try first thing in the morning. You may have 10 minutes every day while dinner is in the oven. How about every evening at a certain time? Every evening at 6:30, every evening at 9. What about spending 10 minutes less on Facebook or Instagram or on TV? What about during dessert? If you have dessert or if you do an after dinner coffee or some sort of, downtime after dinner, that probably takes 10 minutes. So you could work on your photos, enjoy your photos during that relaxing downtime after dinner. I'm sure there are other, I didn't see any chats, but ideas in the chat, but I'm sure I'm positive there are other ideas as well. So take one of these if that helps you find 10 minutes, or keep thinking and brainstorming on your own to see what works for you. I did want to mention this tip for finding 10 minutes. If you have kiddos, if you have little ones, I know this was the case for me when I had little ones. I always felt like I had to be kid-free to, do something like this. But I want you to keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to be kid-free to do this plan. Consider involving your kids in your daily plan. They can help by clicking buttons or talking about the memories associated with the photos, etc. So if you take this photo, pretend this is your photo, and you're asking that little guy, hey, what do you remember about this birthday party? Tell me about it. I want to write a little something in here about it. He could be involved that way, and you don't have to worry about, doing it over nap time or when kids are in bed or at a babysitter or whatever. Do it with your kids. They would love it. All right. So now I'm going to talk about the details. We've gone over the plan. I'm going to expand on some of those things that I mentioned before that you were probably thinking, what is that again? The first thing I want to talk about is Forever Storage. I mentioned uploading your photos to a safe place called Forever Storage. The first thing you will need is a Forever account. You can scan this QR code to get there, but I will post a link to the website in the comments of this video recording. And I'm actually going to talk about a lot of helpful links and things that will get you going. I'll just post all of them in the comments. So anyway, a Forever account is free. Your photos are guaranteed private, and so is your data, by the way. A lot of cloud photo storage companies are willing and happy to sell your personal data and even your photos. So in Forever, which is why I use it and recommend it, they are guaranteed private for your lifetime plus 100 years. They're also triple backed up with bank encrypted security. So they are the safest place that I know of for your pictures. I know people are not backing up my photos on my computer. So I know Forever Storage is a little safer than my own house. So And just with your Forever account, you get 2 GB of free photo storage, which is enough for hundreds of photos. And then you can buy more as you need it. The great thing about buying it, which I learned the hard way before I found Forever Storage, is that you own it. You don't pay monthly fees or anything like that. Once you buy it, it's yours. And that's pretty awesome. All right. So the Forever app that I mentioned, I think I mentioned it, I meant to mention it, will make uploading your photos so easy and convenient. So if you're like me, you take a lot of pictures on your phone. So they're already, there. So when you put a Forever app on your phone too, it just makes it so simple. So you can do that one of two ways. You can take advantage of the app one of two ways. You can choose to auto sync your Forever storage to your phone, meaning whatever photos you take on your phone will automatically be uploaded to your Forever storage. I want to mention quickly that it is not it's not a true sync. What I mean by that is that when you some companies have, when you sync between your phone and their service, whatever you do to your phone is done to that service. So you can't delete anything off your phone unless you also want to delete it from the cloud. And Forever Storage doesn't work that way. It'll auto sync, take your photos from your phone and save it to your Forever Storage. And then it's just there always. So you can delete it from your phone if you want to. So, you can also work it the other way. Rather than having auto sync, you can just manually do it. I personally find it easiest to upload from my phone to the app first before I save my pictures to my computer, because that's how I save my pictures to my computer. So I take the pictures on my phone. I upload them to Forever Storage using my free Forever app. And then I go to my computer, and from my Forever Storage, where all of my photos and videos have been stored in full resolution, I can just download them back to my computer. So I skip a step that way. It's easier for me. So that's how I do it. So again, you can auto sync if you want, and then you can go into your Forever Storage and decide, nah, I don't need that screenshot recipe saved forever and delete it from your Forever Storage. Or you can do it the other way. So the app just makes it super convenient. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. All right, let me talk to you a little bit with a little more detail on tags and descriptions. So again, you add details or value to your photos in print pages by writing your memories. And you can do the same thing to digital files in your Forever Storage by using descriptions and tags. Now, if you can see, I cropped this screenshot of a picture that I have in my Forever Storage, so you can't actually see the picture. The picture would have been over here, but there's a little thumbnail of it down here. So you can see in the description that I wrote, this is the second of the medieval defense gates in town, blah, 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 blah. That's my memories of that photo. That's what it is, what happened, why we were there, what we were doing, etc. In your Forever Storage, you'll see the date it was taken, the date it was uploaded, the file size, etc. And then down here is tags. So I'm going to call, and I wrote this in the 2 bullet points over here, I'm going to call tags optional, but descriptions required. Tags are cool because they're searchable. So I tagged this photo. I wrote the details under the description, but then I tagged this photo, anniversary, Europe, Germany, etc. So if I want to go back and see all my anniversary pictures, then I can search whatever I've tagged anniversary and all of them will come up. Or I can go in and search for a tag Germany and all of them will come up. So that's what tags do. Descriptions, again, are just the story. They're just the story behind your photo. They're what you remember. So in order to get some, I don't know, one-on-one, I want to call it, like be led through how to actually do this. If you want to see it in action, I have a tutorial video about doing this that includes doing this at youtube.com, my channel, youtube.com/@photo and story treasures. You will search for the video called Organizing and Storing Photos in Forever, segment 5. You're welcome to watch the whole thing, but the part where I talk about tags and descriptions starts at minute 6:45. All right, so the next detail that I want to talk about with this whole plan are the templates that I mentioned. So Forever offers highest print quality in the industry and lots of free professionally designed templates that you can just plug your photos and memories into. So at the website, which is down there in the blue, and again, I'll put a link in the comments of this recording. So at the website, you just hover over, it's kind of right in the middle, create and print, and then you click design and print. And then you can choose from one of many, many templates. So now diving into the template that I mentioned earlier, each template has a pre-designed cover and then lots of different page options to choose from so that you can match each page with the number of photos that you'd like to put on it. And there are journaling spots too. This is just a sample. So you can see on this particular page, there are spots for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos and a spot in the middle for a title and some text. And then there's some cute stuff. The templates are all different. You can find some like this that look sort of digitally scrapbooky, and then you can find some that are very like neutral or primary colors or, you know, etc. There are a lot of different templates, so choose whatever you love. All right, one more thing on using a template. I did also make a tutorial video about this at my YouTube channel, which is right there. And it's called Design and Print Demo with a Yearbook Template. And I walk you right through everything, what it looks like to create a page in your template. All right, so one last thing I want to mention is that design and print templates are easy to use. You can even make your book from a browser on your phone if you want to. But if you want full creativity and flexibility on pages, ask me about Artisan software. This may take you more than 10 minutes a day if you want to do this, but this is my personal favorite because I like putting everything wherever I want on a page, and I really enjoy all the creativity. So just know that that's an option as well. Alrighty, last major thing to mention is just that everything that I've talked about so far in this webinar is on sale at Forever almost all the time, including the Forever storage we talked about, those photo memory books we talked about. So before you buy anything, make sure you click on the deals tab along the top, because that's where the savings code, like coupon code, is that you can copy and paste into your shopping cart before you check out. And then there's something else if you want to save an extra 5% on top of the sale prices. It's called Forever Club. So it's a little like a savings account where you just put so much in each month, and then whenever you want to buy photo storage or books or whatever, you've got some already set aside. I'd like to think of that extra 5% as the interest. And Forever Club dollars never expire either, so that is good to know. All right, so if there's anything that we talked about during this webinar that you don't know how to do, if there's any step of this plan, like I just kind of offhandedly said, oh, upload your photos to your computer from your phone. But if you're like, I don't know how to do that, please reach out to me. I have several resources that I can share with you. I'm happy to help. And I also made a free printable document that goes over all of the steps that we talked about today, those daily 10 daily steps, and it includes links to video tutorials as well. So if there's anything in that process that you would like to know more about, let me know. Email me. That is my email address down there at the bottom. All right, couple things before we wrap up. If you are thinking, this is fantastic, excellent, wonderful, I might need a little more time, I got a couple of ideas for you. So the 10 minutes daily photo plan that we just went over will get you on your way to enjoying your recent photos. But if you need more time to catch up on last month's or last year's photos, you are welcome to join my quarterly online event that I have. It's free, very, very casual. It's called Photo Rodeo, Rein in Your Photos. So whatever your photos need, you can set aside that time on your calendar to work on it. So from organizing or uploading or putting in a book or whatever it is that you need to do, it's a great couple of hours to just dedicate to hitting photos hard. So you can find the current ones and links and such at the tab at my blog, which is there in blue, called Our Community and Events. And if you're looking at a phone, on a phone, make sure you scroll down to the bottom and click, I think it's view, see web view or something like that, because then the tabs will show up. It's a little easier to find on a computer than it is a phone. Anyway, that's one option for finding out like when the next photo rodeo is coming up or whatever next event I have, class I'm teaching or whatever. I'm coming up this fall, I'm teaching 2 sessions of a basic photo organization class. And if you, so you can find that at my blog, but you could also join my Facebook group because I always post upcoming events and classes there as well. It's called Photo and Story Treasures Fans. So you're welcome to join that too. All righty. Thank you for being here. I'm excited for you to start a photo preserving and memory keeping habit in 10 minutes a day. I think it's just so powerful being able to really connect with your pictures and your memories. And so I'm excited for you to be able to do it too. I love being able to do it. So again, my email address is down there at the bottom. If you have any questions or want to request that printable summary of this class, go ahead and email me. All right, thanks for being here. I'm going to turn off the recording and then take questions.